Hello everyone, it's Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 12B, I think, yes, 12B of our CSA shares, our CSA season for 2024. Two quick announcements. There's still a cookbook swap going on during pickup on Tuesday, today, and Thursday of this week. So bring cookbooks that you no longer use or take a look at the table of everything that's laid out and grab a cookbook if you want some new inspiration. Also this week during pickup, again today and Thursday, you can bring a friend to the flower field for $20. They can pick a bouquet. So think about if there's any friends that might enjoy that, you can bring them with you to pick up. All right, jumping right into this week's share. We have basil again. Basil does not like to be refrigerated, so we're gonna keep it on the counter. Grab a glass of water and throw it right in that. I usually take off the rubber band so that it can expand in the glass. Basil is great for pestos. It's great for, there's a creamy basil salad dressing. Great for anything tomato related. So basil pairs really well with tomatoes. You could do like a caprese salad. I am working, I've got a few different ideas for upcoming recipes. So I'm trying to incorporate basil into a few of them. So stay tuned for that. If you have a lot of basil, so I have a lot of basil because we've been on the go for a while. I'm gonna make a big batch of pesto, and then I like to freeze it into smaller cubes so that I can just pull those out throughout the winter and add them to pastas or to chicken dishes, or even like a pasta salad. You can create a pasta salad and then just throw your pesto on there as a dressing. So ideas for basil. We have a cantaloupe. Cantaloupe goes straight to the fridge. I could smell this the whole ride home. Ours will not go in, well, I'll throw it in the fridge for a few hours, but then I'll chop it up for everyone tonight. We like to eat it within a day or two because it's nice and ripe and sweet. But you can eat this just as a side. You can grill it. You can serve it like with yogurt or with cottage cheese. We like to just eat it as a side, just with breakfast or with lunches. So that's what we do. We have sweet onions. Sweet onions, they have the outside covering, so that means they're cured. Throw them in a cool, dry place away from our potatoes. You can roast these, you can grill them. You can use them to make salsas. You can use them to make bruschetta. They pair really well with if you make a big roasted sheet pan meal or your grill packets for the grill. So lots of options there. A lot of recipes call for onions, and you can kind of interchange what onions you use. It will change the flavor, but I just use what I have on hand and what's in season at that point in time. So don't feel like you have to use what a specific recipe says. If it calls for a yellow onion, you can use a sweet onion instead. You can also make onion powder. So onion powder and garlic powder, that is on the blog. If you have an abundance of garlic and onion, take a look at the website for a description of how to create that. So I did that, I think, a few years ago. We have eggplant. Eggplant is stored in the fridge. I usually wrap it in a paper towel or a cloth towel, throw it in the fridge, kind of keep the moisture away from it. Eggplant can be grilled, it can be roasted. You can turn it into like an eggplant lasagna. You can do eggplant parm. I'm trying to create I've got a couple different ideas for eggplant, but there is an eggplant dip on the blog also, or on the website. We have spaghetti squash. So this is new in our shares this year. I think this is the first week for this. Cool, dry place. This will last for months, so it's not something you have to use right away. There are recipes on the website for this, so you can use it, roast it, and use it's called spaghetti squash because we grind it up. We use it fork and it becomes like a spaghetti. So you can use it as a base for a sauce. There's a roasted tomato sauce on the website that would pair really well with this. Your pesto, you can do a pesto spaghetti squash, but there's several recipes on the website using spaghetti squash. Easy to use, not something you have to use this week. It will last. We have garlic. Garlic is stored in a cool, dry place. It is cured, so it will last for a while. If you've watched me before, you know I love garlic. So I've roasted the whole head and then used roasted garlic on top of pizza or on top of salads or smeared on top of your bread. Garlic goes well in our salsas. It goes well in the bruschetta. It also is amazing in any vinaigrettes or marinades. So lots of ways to use garlic. We got to pick shishitos. Shishitos are stored in the fridge, either in your crisper drawer in a bag or in a bowl. Shishitos can be roasted. They can be grilled. They can be pickled. They can be added to stir fries. So lots of vegetables that would work really well in stir fries this week also. We got to pick 3 hot peppers. This one's a jalapeno. Stored in the fridge in your crisper drawer. You are using your hot peppers to add heat to any meal. So if you're creating a chili and you want to add heat, add some hot pepper. If you take out the seeds and the membranes of any hot pepper you chose, then you're reducing that heat level. If you include the membranes on the inside and the seeds on the inside, then the heat is gonna go up. I often will freeze these, so I collect a bunch, chop them up, freeze them, and then use them throughout the winter. If you have not already tried it, please take a look at the hot pepper honey. I think I used jalapenos when I made it, but you can use any pepper. It will change, obviously, the level of heat, but it makes a great margarita. In addition to a margarita, there's a recipe note on there to make a margarita, and it also makes an amazing dressing. So I keep the hot pepper honey all year long. I always have hot pepper honey in the house for that reason. We have cucumbers. Cucumbers are stored in the fridge in the crisper drawer. Sliced up, just added to salad, sliced up and used as a side, taken for your lunches. You can do cucumber salad. You can, we often just slice them up and eat them as a side, but these will last, so you can throw them in your crisper drawer. We also have peppers. So we have our Cubanelles, which we've been getting, our green bells, which we've also been getting, but this is the first week for our sweet peppers. So we have some orange sweet peppers in the share also. All stored in the fridge, in your crisper drawer. Slice them up, eat them raw, throw them on a sheet pan meal, throw them in your grill packets. I am going to make a big batch of my sheet pan fajitas, which is on the recipes for the website also. I usually do a big double batch so that we have leftovers. I don't know if I'm gonna make it during the week or over the weekend when I'm with my parents, so we'll need more. But we have so many peppers that it's a great week to do that with. And then I can add the onions and do peppers, onions, and chicken and make a big sheet pan chicken fajita. We have salad mix. Salad mix is stored just like this in the fridge. Do not wash it until you're ready to use it. Once you're ready to use it, I take a big bowl or I fill my sink with water, throw all of my salad mix in there, swish it around, pull it out, and then throw it in my salad spinner and dry it. I lightly dress it sometimes. I add lots of other vegetables sometimes. It depends on what I'm using as it. If it's a simple side, I'll just lightly dress it. If I want to make a big salad as a meal, then I'll add the cucumbers and the tomatoes and other vegetables to it. So that's stored in the fridge just like that. We have potatoes, gold potatoes. These are stored in a cool, dry place away from our onions. Lots of recipes on the blog for potatoes. I've got mashed potatoes cakes. There's a potato, and if you still have summer squash in your fridge, there's a potato and summer squash dish that's on there. There's a potato salad, which is a roasted potato salad instead of your typical boiled potato salad with herbs. That would work for these as well. So cool, dry place, they will last. We got to pick cherry tomatoes. So a quart of cherry tomatoes stored on the counter, eaten just as a snack like this, or added to our salads, or you can roast them and create a sauce. You can chop them up and create salsas with them. So lots of options there. I typically like to eat them just as is, as a side. So I wash them down, throw them in a bowl, and eat them with a little bit of sea salt. Last but not least, we have a watermelon. Watermelon is great if you throw it in the fridge, if it's nice and cold. You can keep it in the fridge if you're not eating all of it and you slice it in half, then put saran wrap on the other half. But you can chop this up, and same as the cantaloupe, eat it beside yogurt or with like a cottage cheese. Add it as a side to your breakfast or your lunch, or even as a snack in between meals or an after dinner snack. You can grill this, you can add it to salads. What else? You can juice it. You can make ice pops with it. So lots of options there. And that is it for this week. Questions, tag me in them on our Facebook page so that I know you're asking them. I sometimes miss some of the things that are posted because I'm not always on there. Take a look at what you have left from previous weeks, make a use for that, and then focus probably on our salad greens and using up like your basil, your eggplant. Make a list of how you're going to use those items. I will see you all again next Tuesday.